Welcome to Odds with Ends. I'm your host, Mathias Kiwanuka. Alongside me, Super Bowl champion, friend of mine, David Tyree. We as players are going to take you on a trip around the league to show you all the action, but through a betting lens. Now, I'm not a professional bettor. I'm not going to pretend to be. So in order for us to get through it and to learn as players how to bet and how to place bets, we've enlisted some help. Mainly, Double G. Double G, what do you got for us?
Hey, Kiwi, we have 5 divisional games on the slate this afternoon. This is our lines of scrimmage segment. We're going to start with Tennessee at Indianapolis. These two teams have played against each other 54 times in their career. And when you played, Kiwi, what was the difference when you played a divisional opponent versus a non-divisional opponent? And is it safe to say that you would throw the records right out the window?
Yeah, well, a couple of things with this game. First of all, it's in Indianapolis. I'm an Indy boy. So
there he is.
The main thing you have to understand about divisional games is they are of the utmost importance when you're talking about players in the NFL. You go into every season with the hopes to win a championship. To get to that championship, you have to make it to the playoffs. And it's preached every week that the easiest route to the playoffs is to win your division. Now, regardless of where you're at in your division, you could be the top or the bottom and whatever part of the season it is, you want to win that divisional game for personal pride reasons, you know, and for other reasons. But these are teams that are 1 and 2 in the division. Mm-hmm. You know, they have a lot at stake. For each of these teams coming into this game, this is a must-win in terms of, are we going to have a chance to win the chip at the end of the year? What do you think, D?
Listen, I love it. You know, when you talk about these division games, what I think about is value, right? Every good, customer loves the value. It's like a 2-for-1 deal when you get these division wins. That's how much they play into the big picture of you making the playoffs. I remember maybe Pete Carroll's first year, 7-9, but they win the division and they make the playoffs and they punch a ticket. And that's what every team is looking for, the opportunity to be the champion at the end of the day. But you gotta get that ticket into the dance.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows we won the division. We were 9-7, you know, and we made it into the playoffs. And once you make it into the playoffs, the slate is wiped clean.
It's all over.
It doesn't matter what happened during the season. It doesn't matter how ugly it was or what it took to get there. All you have to do is get to the playoffs, and winning your division is the best way. So I think this is going to be a big, tough matchup, a hard-fought game.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial. I'm looking for Derrick Henry to do some amazing things. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's right on par. Right, I believe we're looking at the number 1 and number 2 backs in the NFL. Yeah. So 2 similar styles of football. Obviously, I like the grit outfit with Tennessee. It's gonna be some good, good ball.
All right, David. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. This one a little bit more intense because only 115 miles separate the two stadiums. When you played for the Giants, I have to assume very similar to when the Giants traveled to play the Eagles or even the Redskins. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, just like my guy was from Indy, I know who it is. I'm from Jersey. You know, we kind of get, we get beat down a little bit as the armpit of New York City, but I love the city. I still got love for you. But that game was literally a game where the Giants, we suit up, we're in a bus, right? We're literally taking a bus ride down to Philly, and not a train, we're taking a bus. So at the end of the day, what you're really looking forward to is to win that game. You don't want that long bus ride home and having to deal with the smell on the turnpike. And I can imagine it's something similar to for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is going to be a really tight, these are gritty teams, right? Yeah. These are teams that represent their cities well. And I don't think that Pittsburgh is necessarily done. They're 3-3, Cleveland's 4-3. This is actually a little more evenly matched than people might think.
Yeah, I can understand and I can identify with that grit. I went to Boston College and we had a number of Jersey guys on the roster, and a lot of the talk was always about, if Jersey could keep the talent inside the state, they would be great. And a lot of those guys were always those dogs, like the heart and soul of your team. So I definitely get that and I understand that. And coming from, the Giants, where we had our rivalry with Philly or with Washington, having that close rival, that one that you love to hate,
absolutely.
You have an understanding of them, they have an understanding of you, and it's nothing good. Like, that makes for these games. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have not lived up to whatever the hype was supposed to be coming into that. We understand that. But they do have a strong defensive presence. They have strong veteran leadership on the defensive side of the ball. Can they stop the run? Cleveland has found a way to run the ball with whoever's in the backfield.
I'm telling you.
Like Ernest came out of nowhere and put on 146 yards, a spectacular performance. So there's no reason not to expect them to run the ball or to advance it. Personally, and this might be where we'll bring in Sean Little a little bit later to correct me and figure out where I'm betting wrong. When I start going into the week and doing my research, if something captures my attention, like the way Mike Tomlin was speaking in the media this week, then I tend to lean with that team because I want to see them go out there and get a win. I envision, Mike Tomlin coming back into the locker room after having that press conference and the whole team being fired up and being jacked up. Listen, can you imagine going out to a Wednesday practice after your coach is just giving it to the media like that?
Listen, I'm a big Mike Tomlin 5. It's something about anybody who has those eyes. I got those big eyes. I get my kids' attention. I'm looking at them. And that's how it feels with Mike Tomlin. He can move his guys. So a Pittsburgh Steelers team this early in the year with Ben Roethlisberger, nothing's great, lost Juju, but they still have a stable group of wide receivers, young wide receivers, even James Washington being up. I mean, don't forget, former Biletnikoff winner. There's still people there who can make plays, and it's not an unstable franchise. It's a stable franchise that constantly continues to put talent on the field. So Chase Claypool needs to step up. I believe Najee as well. It's going to be a little bit of barn burner.